Hey guys, it's Nick. I just thought I'd jump on and give you an update on how I'm going out here. So I'm middle of week 9, which is very exciting. It's going very fast. We've had a really busy term. I feel like I've done really well surviving my first term. It's actually been really good. The kids are awesome. We've just finished our assessment for English, which I'm really pleased about. The kids did quite well, so that's a really good confidence booster. I thought I would talk about expectations on ourselves as beginner teachers, as that's something I've found I've struggled a bit with, as I have quite high expectations of myself. So I've had a few chats with my mentor teacher and principal as well, and they've kind of just told me that, all teachers make mistakes, even teachers that have been teaching for years. You have your good days and your bad days, and it's okay. Sometimes kids just won't take in what you're saying. Sometimes they will fail, and it's not always your fault. Yes, you can do something about it, and yes, it's really great to reflect on our practice, but we're expected to make mistakes and struggle through in our first year. We're not perfect. We are beginner teachers. That's why we have these programs here for us. So that's been really good to have those conversations and make sure that I know that it's normal, one, to feel that way, and that they don't expect me to be perfect either, and which is really good for me because I kind of want to be perfect. But I've definitely had lots of things I've learnt from this term already. I've had a few issues that I didn't think I'd have to deal with, but they've kept it interesting and helped me grow as a teacher. I think over the term I feel confident. I've had moments where I just feel like I don't know what I'm doing and muddled through and had a few tears, but on a whole I think it's been a really good term. I feel surprisingly really good this week. I was quite sick a couple of weeks ago and I took a day off. I didn't want to. I felt like I was failing the kids, but I am human. And we do get sick and we do need to look after ourselves, because if we can't be 100%, we can't give to the kids. So that was something I had to just suck up and kind of look after myself, I suppose. What else can I tell you? We had some rain around Thargo, not necessarily in Thargo, but our river has been full. So last week the kids went tubing down the river. So apparently it hasn't been as full as it was this weekend just gone for a couple of years out here. So I went and did it. The water was filthy. I had no idea what I was doing, but I just got out there and got it done. And then I also climbed up one of the trees that the kids jump out of, and I jumped out of that as well. I did it twice because I had to get photos the second day to prove that I'd done it. But I'm just immersing myself in the country life, I think, and I'm really enjoying it out here. So just taking the opportunities as they come, showing the kids that I'm a real person, showing the community that I'm here to stay and I mean business. I'm here for the kids and I want to make a really good go at this. So, I've had some really good feedback from families and things like that, and kids that are really enjoying school, and so I feel like I'm doing a good job. So I'm really looking forward to next term, because I think I've got a handle now on what I need to do and how long things take me to plan and things like that. So I've managed to figure out that I kind of work, 7:30 till 5, no later than 5, so I don't take my work home with me. And then weekends, I work all weekend, but not really hard, I suppose. I kind of work through what I need to get through at my own leisure, working from home. So it is pretty much all school life. I go to the gym I do the gym 3 days a week, and I go to the pool 2 days a week for aqua. So keeping busy and moving in different circles as well. So I'm not just with the teachers out here, which has been really good. Training with a lady who's a PT and one of the mums from out here, and then aquas with just a range of different people. So it's really good to get out in the community. Everyone knows who I am, and it's been a really positive thing. So that's kind of my thing I need to do. So when I was in Charleville at the beginning of the year, they talked about teachers having a non-negotiable, and that for me is I have to walk every morning. So I get up on my treadmill and I do my walk. that's something that I have to do. So if schoolwork can wait, I can get through the day. I don't need to, kill myself to get everything done. I'm generally pretty planned on the weekends and have stuff ready to go. It's just tweaking things or adding things to my lessons or finishing off PowerPoints and things like that. So it's not a lot of work. I just like to be at work nice and early to set things up. So I've got all my readings ready. We're doing a do now activity every morning at the moment and have been for 3 or 4 weeks now. It's working really well. So do now is from, it's a strategy from Your Teach Like a Champion. Just sets the kids up for the day. It can be anything. It's supposed to be independent. So I have K to 2 Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So Kinney and Prep will do an alphabet trace or a letter trace. They've done, one of my higher ones has done hundreds boards fill in. Year 1s and 2s are doing sentence starters or comprehension things that they can just read through and circle things and answer questions on the back. Some of my do nows will last the week for the upper group, especially with their comprehension. So they'll just pop that into their book boxes on their tables and come back to that the next morning. They'll be briefed on that's what we're doing. So we'll go in, we'll do that, then we transition to the floor and then do our morning routine, which is talking about the day, what the day is, what we're doing for the day, what to expect if there's any changes, our PBL focus. We're transitioning a little bit at the moment in French, which has been really cool. We're doing a French program called the AIM program out here, AIM Languages. So we're just kind of integrating that into their everyday language as well as doing the explicit classes a couple of times a week. So I've had a couple of challenges, I suppose, with my timetabling and not knowing exactly, I suppose, what is expected to teach. And how long to teach for. Like I'd done up my timetable as to what I thought I needed to teach and how long for and what worked for me. And my mentor teacher pointed me towards a document that's on QCAA that actually tells you how many hours per year they're supposed to do that subject for. So that's been really great. So now I have that. I've had the term. I know my kids now. I know what levels they're at. I've done all the data. I've got to do some data entry and things like that this week, and just some tick and flick reports to give out at the end of term. But on a whole, I think I kind of have a grounding and I know what I'm doing, what's expected, and where to go forward from here. So I'm really looking forward to term 2. I'm looking forward to a break, don't get me wrong. It's been exhausting, but it has been worth it. Like, I'm so glad I've done it. And I think having the Outback Advantage program behind me, I can definitely see the connections to the classroom as a teacher, like talking about things or going through things with, visitors that come into the classroom and ask you questions. And I can say, oh, I've done that before, or I know what you're talking about. It's a really good confidence booster. So rather than being that first year teacher, which I thought I would be, that sits there and kind of has no idea what's going on and, you're kind of just fumbling through. I found my journey has been a little bit easier than I expected. So I've had my ups and downs, don't get me wrong, but on a whole, I've really enjoyed first term. I don't feel like I've struggled through. I feel like I've landed on my feet and really started on a high. So I'm hoping that continues. The kids are exhausted. They kind of checked out end of week 7, we started to lose them. So it is challenging, being exhausted yourself. As a first year teacher, you seem to put a lot in because you spend more time planning and you spend more time looking for things because you have no idea what you're doing. So that's taken a little bit extra, I suppose. So I'm still really enthusiastic about learning and finding new things and, developing these lessons that I'm really excited about, but the kids are just over it. They're done checking out. So I've really had to think on my feet, keep things interesting. Just improvise where I can and just get them through. So we've got a week tomorrow to go. They've been promised a class party as our PBL. We're working towards getting so many points with their dojos, and then the kids will get a class party, so music, food. We'll do some Easter decorations and things like that. So yeah, they've only really got 5 work days left, where they actually have to really finish some work. Assessment's done, as I said. We're just going to do some reflection on their presentations and use Seesaw to communicate just their thoughts on how they went and giving each other feedback so that they're supporting one another. So that's kind of my aim. What else have I got to say? Yeah, it's just been really good. So I'm really grateful that I've been out here before, so that kind of, I think, really set me up. I've met the kids. I had a couple of newbies that started this year, so there wasn't really a lot I had to relearn. Obviously, this year is a lot more responsibility on me because they are my class. And results are, you're accountable for their results, really. So I found a little bit disheartening with a few things, putting a lot of time and effort to some kids, and then they're just not progressing. And I feel like I've tried everything. I've spoken to people, I've mixed things up, I've, created intensive lessons for them, or had them come in earlier to read with me, or whatever it is. I feel like I've done extra, and then it is quite disheartening when they don't move, but some kids take a little bit longer, and you just have to work at it. So that's something that I found a little bit challenging. Is I'm still, I think, waiting for someone to walk in and just take over, and I still feel like I'm on prac. It's a surreal feeling, I think, more than anything. It's not that I don't think I'm capable of it or I can't do it. It's just I can't believe that this is my class, and that my 4 years of study and hard work I've put in has actually come to this, and I'm actually doing what I plan to do in life. So it's really exciting. I started my Masters 3 weeks ago as well, so I'm studying my Masters through USC, which is where I did my Bachelor, and that's really interesting. I'm looking at the transition to school from kindergarten or early childhood settings into school, and the gap there as well, which I think is really important, as I have kindy to prep as well, and I have to plan for both, and finding the difference between those quite great. So the research has been really interesting and really relevant to the context I'm in as well, so that's been awesome. But I don't think I had anything else. So just checking in, reflecting on my term. I can't believe it. I was planning to do a check-in in week 4 or 5. So I did my first video before I came out and spoke at the uni in week 5. Yeah, end of week 5. And just, it's been so hectic that it's just flying by that I haven't had the opportunity to come and make a video to send through. So I hope this helps someone that's getting a little bit nervous about it. That, the information you get in 4th year especially is very overwhelming, and I found it really hard to make a connection to the classroom, and I kind of sat there thinking, well, how is that going to help me? I had more questions that needed to be answered that just weren't. So luckily for me, I was part of an amazing program that I could use that platform to ask those questions, and actually have the time in the classrooms, and have the PD that ties everything together. That transition between, being a student to being a teacher is quite great as well. So yeah, that's definitely helped me on my journey and helped with my confidence. And I've got a team, a group around me. Like, we're very collaborative. We send each other messages quite often, because we're all on the same boat. We all started on the program together. We're all in different locations and doing different things, but we're still all beginner teachers. So we're at different stages of life and things like that. On different schools, different classes, age levels, things like that. But we still have that connection, and we're still very collaborative, which is really cool. We check in with each other to make sure everyone's going okay, pick each other up when we're down. So that also gives you a support network as well with the Outback Advantage. That's a network you can use. And then you've also got the people that run it that can You can send emails and ask questions, and then obviously your support network at your school as well. So I'm very blessed to have all that. But yeah, end of term is nearly here. I've almost survived my full first term as a teacher, so that's a massive achievement. I'm very proud of myself and of my my students as well. So happy Easter, everyone. Happy holidays. Good luck with your studies.